the world stops. The words "you have pancreatic cancer" hit not like a sentence, but an explosion. Everything goes silent, and then the storm begins. This is about surviving that first, overwhelming day. The air in the room suddenly feels thick, heavy, like you're trying to breathe underwater. The pattern on the floor tiles becomes intensely, absurdly fascinating. Your own heartbeat thumps a frantic, irregular rhythm in your ears, so loud it drowns out everything else. This isn't a conversation anymore, it's a detonation. The person you were just 1 minute ago is gone, vaporized. In their place is someone new, someone whose life is now divided into a stark before and a terrifying after. You feel the cold, smooth surface of the chair beneath your hands, a strange, solid anchor in a world that has just liquefied. The doctor's mouth is still moving, forming words that float past you like smoke. They are meant for you, but they don't land. They are just sounds, detached from meaning, because your entire being is consumed by the echo of those 4 words. Pancreatic cancer. You are floating. It's an out-of-body experience, a classic trauma response. Your mind, in a profound act of self-preservation, has ejected you from the scene. You watch from a distance as a person who looks like you, who is wearing your clothes, begins to function. You hear a voice that sounds like your own asking questions. What's the stage? What's the plan? Can you spell that? The questions are logical, but they feel like they are coming from a script, recited by an actor. Your mind is 1,000 miles away, frantically trying to rewind the tape, to go back to the moment before the world tilted off its axis. You nod, you listen, but you are not really there. The world outside the sterile white walls of this office feels surreal, distant, like a movie playing on a screen you can't quite focus on. There's a profound numbness, a protective layer of cotton wool that has enveloped your brain. This is shock. It's your body's emergency brake, slammed on to stop you from spinning completely out of control. It's normal. It's necessary. Don't fight it. Let the numbness hold you for a moment, because what comes next will demand everything you have. Then, suddenly, you are yanked back into your body by a tsunami of practicalities. The abstract horror becomes a concrete, suffocating to-do list. A piece of paper is pushed into your hands, a referral. Someone is talking about scheduling a CT scan, maybe for tomorrow. The words oncologist, biopsy, and port are fired at you like pellets. You need to get blood drawn, now. Down the hall, a nurse hands you prescriptions, mentioning names of new drugs you can't possibly remember. One for nausea, another for pain. Each task feels both monumentally urgent and completely meaningless. How can you be expected to find the phlebotomy lab when your universe has just collapsed? How can the world keep moving, cars driving by the window, phones ringing at the reception desk, when yours has shuddered to a halt? It's a blur of actions, a frantic, clumsy dance you are forced to perform. You are signing papers, making appointments, trying to write things down with a hand that is shaking so badly you can barely form letters. This forced momentum is a strange kind of mercy. It doesn't give you time to think. It just forces you to act. Step, and then the next step. In the midst of this chaos, a war begins inside your head. One part of you feels a desperate, clawing need to know everything, right now. To open your phone, to type those 3 words into a search bar, to understand the enemy you are suddenly facing. You crave information, data, statistics, anything to give you a sense of control in a situation where you have none. You think, if I just know the worst, I can prepare. But another, wiser part of your brain is screaming, stop. It knows that it is at full capacity. It cannot absorb one more piece of information, one more terrifying percentage, one more clinical description. In these first 24 hours, do not Google. I will say it again. Do not Google. The internet is not your friend today. It is a dark, unregulated forest of worst-case scenarios, outdated data, and unqualified opinions. Plunging into that spiral right now will not empower you. It will only terrorize you. It will rob you of the precious emotional resources you need just to get through the next hour. Your only job today is to breathe, not to become an expert on oncology. That time will come. Today is not that day. Now, think about your phone. The impulse is to call everyone, to blast the news out, to let the world know your life has been appended. Resist that urge. This is not the moment for a press conference. This is the moment to find your anchors. Right now, you need to identify your 1 or 2 people, Not the person who will cry louder than you. Not the person who will immediately start telling you about their friend's cousin. You need the person who can hear the words, "I have pancreatic cancer," and, after a moment of stunned silence, will ask, "Where are you? Do you need me to come get you? What is the very next thing we need to do?" This is a call for logistical and emotional support, not for mass information. You need your anchor, your rock, the person who will listen, who won't panic, who will just be there. They can be the one to help you make the other calls later. They can be the one to write down what the doctor said. They can be the one to field the incoming texts. Your first phone calls are critical. They are about building your immediate, life raft-sized support system. Choose wisely. Eventually, the whirlwind stops. You are in your car in the parking garage, the engine off, or you are standing in your kitchen, the house dark and silent, long after everyone else has gone to bed. The practical tasks are done for the day. The calls have been made. You are finally, terrifyingly, alone. And in that quiet, the armor cracks. The numbness recedes, and the raw, unfiltered emotions rush in to fill the void. The fear, cold and sharp, takes your breath away. The anger, a white-hot rage at the sheer injustice of it all, makes you want to scream, to break something. The grief for the life you had yesterday, for the future you had planned, crashes over you in a wave of profound sorrow. This is the breakdown. Let it happen. This is not a moment of weakness. It is a moment of humanity. Cry, yell into a pillow. Sit on the floor and keen. This is the necessary, painful, and utterly normal fallout from the explosion. You've been holding it together all day. You have been performing. Now, in the safety of this solitude, you are allowed to fall apart. It's the only way to begin processing the trauma you have just endured. You don't have to be brave yet. You just have to breathe. The first 24 hours are not about fighting the disease. They are about surviving the news. Your only goal was to make it from morning to night, and you have done that. You have absorbed the single greatest shock of your life. You have navigated a storm of logistics and emotions. You have taken the hit. That, in itself, is a victory. It is an act of profound strength. You have already taken the first step by enduring this day. So breathe in and breathe out. Tonight, just rest. Tomorrow, we will gather our strength. Tomorrow, the fight begins in earnest.